You know, human rights is a matter that is to be mainstreamed in the UN. Human rights is not just a specific element you're going to discuss on a Wednesday. Human rights is something you discuss every day, everywhere. And anything happening at the Security Council must have a human rights component, simply because human rights is the third pillar of the United Nations. And because there is no such thing as stability without human rights, there is no such thing as an international law without international human rights law. There is no such thing as a possibility to discuss world affairs without looking into how countries are treating their own citizens and how policies impact rights of citizens to enjoy, right to life, obviously, freedom of association, freedom of assembly, and basically the right to actually be promoting human rights. Because if you can't promote human rights in a country, that really puts at risk the stability of the country and actually then might lead to conflict. And that's why discussions on human rights at the Security Council are important. When we look at anything we're trying to achieve in the world, be it the global sustainable goals, be it human rights promotion, civil society space, not only on a political front, but also on medicine delivery, on all of these issues, none of it will be done if only states do it. We're in a world where multiple stakeholders interact, multiple stakeholders are intervening on all of these fronts. And obviously, on human rights promotion, you're not going to have it if you can't have active, independent civil society working on the ground. And that also means that internationally, if you really want to look into human rights and you're keen in actually doing so, and you're wanting to have true information about what's happening, you will need to open the doors and the windows of the international institutions, and that means open the doors of the Security Council. There's no windows in that room, but there are two doors that we can open to get civil society in, be part of formal briefings, and what we're saying is, yes, the Security Council has to have briefings on human rights by the Secretary General. Yes, it has to hear from the High Commissioner for Human Rights, and it also has to hear from civil society on the ground, from human rights defenders who are on a daily basis promoting human rights and can actually report what does that mean in the real world, and can report that to the Security Council. And it's in line with improvement of work methods of the Security Council. We're seeing that ambassadors go and travel to some countries as part of the Security Council work. Well, now we need to see that as part of the Security Council work, we're also bringing local civil society actors to New York to actually brief the Security Council formally and on the agenda. And I challenge any country to oppose that. Any country saying this is not interesting means it doesn't have a keen and true interest in hearing about what's happening in human rights in the world.